Welcome, Tortoises and Hares, to your post-Week 5 recap. What a week, okay? What an absolute week. We have some highlights here. Before we get to the highlights, I just want to let everyone know that we have a new sponsor, and we need to do the advertisement here. Sprite. Crisp and refreshing. $15 I got for that. I got $15 for that. All right, again, what a week. Highlights are David and Tyler going to the 4-0 matchup. Another epic battle ends on Sunday night, 97-94. The commish took his first loss of the year. He can take it like a man, and it will show up in the power rankings. It really will. The other thing, Lauren and Mackenzie, upset of the second tier, okay? Upset of the second tier. Billy Fit or not, I told you I believed in you, darling, and she came through. Mackenzie has a squad that he is scrambling for. He is absolutely scrambling for. The other thing is the Battle of the Grandmas. What an absolute terror of a matchup. No one wanted to be a part of this one. 104-105, it goes to Grandma Jones. But there should be another matchup in the future of these grandmas, and we will see who comes victorious out there, okay? Power rankings. Before we get to them, again, the music. Yes, absolutely. Now let me explain. This week's going to be a little different. I have 4 tiers. 4 tiers. You're still going to get a 1 through 12 basis, but 4 tiers. They're going to be based on social media rankings. So each will have its own name. Tier 1 is the Snapchat because the Snapchat is the best social media. Number 2, Twitter. Twitter is the second best social media. If you didn't know, some people think Instagram. No, Instagram overrated. They're trying to copy everybody else. Instagram, number 3, tier 3. And number 4. I thought about putting MySpace, but we'll do Facebook because no one uses MySpace. But really, tier 4, no one uses them either. So, Facebook, tier 4. Here we go with number 1. Again, roster, points force, and then standings. Roster, points force, then standings. It's got to give it up. I got to give it up. As commish, what a hard-fought battle. Number 1 in the rankings is Like That Blount Up. 487 points force. 5-0 is the only 5-0 team left. Ezekiel Elliott is a stud. I have to admit it. I didn't think he was going to perform like this, but that offensive line for Dallas is incredible. I could run 1,000 yards on that team, okay? Again, this is the Snapchat tier, tier 1. That's Mike Johnson comes in at number 2, 517 points. This guy had a hiccup last week, but again, keeps the train rolling, He is 4-1. David Johnson is an absolute stud. He's up 2 spots this week. In the last part of the Snapchat tier, praise that Jordy. You might think, who is that? That is your boy, the commish. He had to change his name because Blair Walsh dismissed from the team for unknown reasons. 5'11", okay? 511 points, 4-1. His best player is Le'Veon Bell, no doubt about it. He's back in there. He drops 2 spots this week after an epic 4-0 matchup, all right? In the Twitter tier, starting off the Twitter tier, again, tier 2, Billy Fit or not. I told you I believed in you, baby. 463 points. She's 2-3. Best 2-3 team I've ever seen. Luck is her best player. Up 4 spots this week. Absolutely had a great week. Number 5, River runs through it. I've been telling you, sneaky pick. This team right here, a Rivers runs through it. 441 points. She is 3-2 now on a 3-0 streak. No doubt about it. She's got the number 1 running back in the league. Murray, she's up 1 spot. And again, can make this huge jump into the Snapchat tier next week. Now, all hands on Decker, number 6 for this. She is 4-1. She has some of the worst points forced. I appreciate the music. She has 405 points. That is the worst in the Tortoise division, all right? All hands on Decker, 4-1. Devontae Freeman's her best player. She's down 1 spot, even though she came up with a win. Last in tier 2, I cannot believe I'm holding on to this fella. He absolutely caused a massive controversy this week, and did some disrespectful things and should lose a draft pick, I believe, in next year's draft. But the upside down, 458 points, 1-4. Vikings defense is his best player on a bye this week. He's down 4 spots. This might be his last time holding on to this tier. If he keeps losing, he's out. He's out. The Twitter tier is done, complete. Now we're on to the tier 3, the Instagram. Why I call it the Instagram is they're a bunch of copycats. They're a bunch of teams that want to be good and they want to be great, but they're just not so great, okay? Instagram's okay. It's whatever. Some days I like it, some days I don't, okay? Number 1 in the Instagram tier at number 8 is the Starving Games. I know it comes to you as a surprise. An 0-5 team, but again, we rank it on roster, points, force, and standings. And this team is on an uptick. 369 points force, lowest in the league, but still number 8. 0-5, and her best player is Stafford. She's up 4 spots. Had a tough loss, but again, watch her. Watch her for the future. Number 9 in the Instagram tier, A-Town Brown. Again, Antonio Brown's not on your team, buddy. Get him off your name. That's my player now. 441 points, 2-3. Greg Olsen is definitely his best player. He's up 1 spot. Last in the Instagram tier, You Can Do It. I still believe in this guy's team. He's become a little shaky of recently. 440 points, 2-3. T.Y. Hilton's his best player, down 3 points, okay? Or down 3 spots, all right? And then we get to the Facebook tier, okay? Facebook is an embarrassing social media site. It has become who do you like, Trump or Hillary? It has become pictures of polls. It has become an absolute mess. People should get rid of Facebook. It's an absolute joke, okay? And these are the teams I would, get rid of. They need to scramble. They need to make some moves. They need to do something. Tier 4, the Brady Bunch. I still believe in him to a certain degree because Tom Brady's playing absolutely out of his mind. He's a machine. 393 points. He's 1-4, and Brady is his best player, no doubt about it. If you look at these rosters, just holes after holes after holes. Maybe one good player, but holes, all right? They need to take that one player and make him into 2. I've told you this before. And then last, number 12, okay? Auto pick to lose. I think this was a predestined sign for this team with this team name. He needs to change his team name. I believe he still has talent on this team to kind of move forward. But again, auto pick to lose. 388 points, 2-3. Green is AJ Green is his best player, down 3 points. Now, I have a new poll that's going to go up on there as well. New poll. Biggest bust of the draft, okay? Based on where they were drafted, I'm only going to do the first 2 rounds, the biggest bust out of the first 2 rounds. And I want you guys to tell me who's the biggest bust and why you think that. Please don't base this poll off of injury because, people get hurt, okay? Base it off of who's performed or who's had a lack of performance from this point on. And then, please watch out, okay? Please watch out for interesting matchups this week, okay? Interesting matchups. The Commish has a few interesting ones. Taryn versus the Commish, okay? Records are 4-1, but we have a discrepancy in points forced and in tiers. So we'll see who shines in this matchup, okay? The other one that's also an interesting matchup is I believe number 1 and number 12 in the power rankings are facing one another, okay? Can he pull off a huge upset? Auto pick to lose. Let's make some adjustments. Let's get there. I would like to see a big upset here. I don't want to see any undefeated teams. And then we have grandma versus granddaughter. A battle of tier 2. This is an extremely good battle. Maybe could leap them into the Snapchat tier. And then the awkward matchups. We have 2 of them this week. 2 awkward matchups. Battles of the fathers and the boyfriends. So we have Mark Jones versus John Kerr. And we have Derek Crouch, senior. He's not really a senior, but Derek Crouch, the older one. Okay? Versus Justin Riley Ramirez. Okay? Big matchups there. You know what to do, boyfriends. Maybe make your matchup a little less so that the fathers can win. You don't want to beat the father, okay? You don't. That is all for this week. I know about maybe 3 of you watch this, and I don't care. I'm still going to keep making them because go Dolphins, go Knowles, and I just like making them now at this point. And maybe I might get some more sponsorship. So whatever, I might make money off of this. We might have a caller in next week. We might have a couple distant people come into this as well. Try to make them more creative, guys. Try to make them more creative. Whatever it is, the Commish is 4-1. He's battling. He's taking names. And he's still in tier 1, okay? That's the commish. Signing off.